In this lecture, I'll talk about and discuss various aspects of the relationship between language, meaning, and grammar. In the beginning, I'll just provide an introduction of formal grammar and its relationship with semantics. Semantics may be, as we have already discussed, may be seen as a study of the decontextualized literal meanings, whereas formal grammar can be seen as a study or use of the rules about how various linguistic items change form and combine with each other to make new meanings or contribute to the meanings. For example, we can see that in English, if we change the sequence of sounds, various meanings do occur from similar words. For example, the word man is singular and the man is plural. A slight variation of sound adds to or leads us to different meanings. If you just look at the examples there in form of sentences, a man is behind you and several men are behind you. Both these sentences, if you just feel it, semantically, convey different meanings and also inform us about various situations where several men are behind somebody in one situation, whereas only one person is behind that person in another situation. So we have various meanings and situations being conveyed here. Most of the traditional grammarians argue that grammatical categories were essentially semantic. They were based on the semantic orientation of the words. In simple terms, we can say that the words' meanings also help us defining various grammatical categories. Some linguists also argued that grammar must be distinct from semantics, and their argument is based on the reason that these grammatical categories must be wholly defined in terms of the form of the language and not from the meaning of the language. However, we can see that we need sometimes or most of the times grammar to talk about, to discuss, or to look into the meaning. The formal grammar is important because often the meaning or the form of meaning is very vague, and in this situation we need to look at the form of or the combination of the words in order to identify the meanings. Semantic categories are often defined in terms of the formal features of a language, and that provide us somehow, sometimes on a larger scale or sometimes in a miniature, some clarity about the meanings of composition of words. If you just look at the example here, a river is a word which is a noun in English language, where river is also used as a verb in other languages. For example, it's rivering instead of there is a river. So various linguistic forms can convey different meanings in various languages. Therefore, it is important to know their overall grammatical category in order to peep into their meanings. In English, tense is also not directly related to the time. For example, we say that we can explain a future situation in past tense. If you look at the example in front of you, you see it's written, if he came tomorrow. In this situation, the past is conveying to us the meanings of future. Similarly, we can see the same word can be used for singular and plural meanings. Here is also is used for both the singular and plural meanings. Therefore, basic grammatical categories may be established independently of their meaning. How various errors in grammar affect the meaning, that may be important to know in order to understand the relationship between grammar and the meaning. If you look at the example in front of you, John ran coming every day. this looks grammatically wrong expression. And because we know there are verbs like keep, which are followed by ing form of the verb, and we usually say John kept coming every day. The same rule cannot be applied on other words, so grammatically they may be they're wrong, and that might affect the understanding of the meaning. But uh, on the face of it, we can see that this might convey certain meanings. John hoped coming every day. John slept coming every day. And in these examples, you can see that with hope, the mistake is grammatical one. With we can correct to John hoped to come every day. Whereas in the second example, sleep equally does not occur with ing form. So we need to correct it grammatically. Whereas semantically, this might convey some sense. John is seeming happy. Again, we can see that this word seeming, we do not use ing form with such words like love, seem, or like. In case of semantic reason, we can say that John cannot be in a continuous state of seeming or liking. So because of these semantic reasons, we do not attribute ing form with words like love or like. Therefore, we can see or we can conclude that there may be disagreement between various semanticists, but we can smell a certain relationship maybe in the background between the semantics and grammar.